What up, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're making blueberry muffins. Okay, now I'm gonna start off by saying, I don't bake usually. The only thing I bake is like food. But for this recipe, I did follow Preppy Kitchen because that was the first video. Like when I searched for blueberry muffins on here, first video I seen, and it got over 1 million views. So I figured it had to be delicious, and he did not disappoint. So if you want the precise recipe, that's the one I follow, just so you know. I did kind of eyeball some stuff just because some stuff I didn't have or only had like a little bit of, but let's get into it. So first off, I'm starting off with my flour. I'll have all the measurements that, the exact measurements that he used. I'll have them in my description box at the bottom. Only thing is I added my sugar with the dry ingredients because I started off with the dry first. So I mixed the flour, the salt, and the sugar and the baking powder together. But with his recipe, he put the sugar with the wet ingredients. I just automatically assumed that, the dry with the dry, the wet with the wet. But he actually put the sugar with the wet. So I don't know if that made a difference, but my muffin still came out beautiful and soft and moist. So I don't think it make a huge difference, but if you like to be precise, you can follow that. But I'm just gonna show you what I did. So then now we're gonna do the wet. After I mix up the dry, put it to the side. Now we're gonna do the wet. I mixed the milk, I mixed some vanilla extract, 2 eggs, some sour cream, a 1/4 cup of butter, and some vegetable oil. Like I said, this is a lot of stuff. All this is everything that he used. And I put a little splash of water in too. Now he said to use the vegetable oil because he said that it basically helps your muffins to stay like moist and soft. So I just follow, I listen, the people that bake, I'ma listen to the bakers. Just like the people that cook, I could trust them too. Either way, we just gonna get it together. So I'm just mixing all the wet ingredients together. Like I said, everything will be at the bottom, but just mixing it all together. Okay. I have not added the dry with the dry. Okay. I mean dry with the dry. I haven't added nothing like together. I haven't mixed the dry with the wet yet, but we about to do that in a hot second. And that was that little splash of vegetable oil and some lemon zest. Because they say a lot of recipes call for you basically grating up some lemons, like grating up the lemon skin basically, and putting it inside, like grating up like this. You see them little flakes? That's the lemon zest from me grating it. Do that, get that lemon zest in there, and then mix it up again. Okay, you're gonna give it a nice mixy when you think it's sufficient. I just kept grating until I thought it was sufficient. Really, I almost grated the whole lemon skin off, but I chilled. So this is just me mixing it up. Okay, mixing it up real well. I like that color. It's a nice color. I like baking. Baking is therapeutic too. It's still a part of cooking. It's all part of the kitchen. So anything that's, it's all therapeutic for me. Now this is me adding. Now I think he added flour to his fresh blueberry after he washed them. But I added cornstarch. I seen somebody else. I like to kind of combine recipes when I'm trying to narrow something down. So I just used the cornstarch. I did obviously too much cornstarch, but so the ones that I end up topping on top of the muffins before I put them in the oven, I just rinsed them off with a little water. Just to get that cornstarch off. But it's still fine. It's still fine. So now I just added the wet with the dry. Or you can add the dry with the wet. It really don't matter whatever your preference is. Now they say to only, on the Preppy Kitchen, he said to only mix until basically it form, like the batter is formed. Don't mix it until it's fine. Apparently you don't want it too mixed up. Okay. Once again, I kind of mixed it up too much. Like I could have basically stopped right there and then added folded in the blueberries, but I just kept going. Like it's literally only gonna take a couple minutes. You just basically stop when and they say it's okay if it's flour in it and all that. Like I could stop right there. That's where I should have stopped. But what I kept going. I should just stop right there. I just got I automatically assumed I was making it. Like I was in the mindset of that I was making a cake as soon as I got the mixing, and I had to stop. Okay. And when I stopped, that's when I added just a little bit of the blueberries. Not all the blueberries. I saved some because I'm going to be putting blueberries on top. Okay, because you gotta top them with the fresh blueberries too, for the aesthetic. It make it look nice, you know. And I love that. I really do. I love a visually pleasing meal or snack, you know. So I just folded in the blueberries, fold them in. Don't crush them, you know. You can really do it whatever you want to do. Like I said, I just follow the directions as the recipes because I followed the Preppy Kitchen, and I just looked at a few recipes on TikTok, and I just kind of combined some of those, but most of the ingredients measurements, I followed the Preppy Kitchen. Because he the GOAT. Then I just went ahead and filled up my cupcake liners. And when I say fill them up, literally fill them up to the top. Do not fill them up halfway. Don't fill them up don't overfill it though. You know, fill them up to the top, but don't overfill it to where it's like busting out that thing and it's seeping out and stuff. You ain't got to do all that. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna fill it up to the top of each one. And I thought I was gonna have space, because if you don't have enough batter basically to fill up all of your cupcake liners, you can just add water to the empty ones. It apparently kind of traps the heat, and it'll provide more moisture for your cupcake. For your muffin. I'm sorry. I said cupcake liner and immediately said cupcake, but no. So fill them up all the way to the top, you know. You're going to fill them up nice and top. And it's crazy because I've made this for my baby cakes, because he loves blueberry muffins. He loves blueberry anything. Like he's a blueberry fiend. So I made some blueberry cake muffins in the past, but they weren't doing what I needed it to do. The texture wasn't there. It wasn't the one. So I had to make some authentic, from scratch, blueberry muffins. And these didn't disappoint. And for me, to not even like blueberry muffins, I don't eat them. Like, you know, if I'm looking at the muffins, I'm going past the blueberry, you know. This was good even, oh my God. Like this was good even for somebody like me that don't eat blueberry muffins. And I actually ate it with some milk. It's good with a little milk. If you can't drink dairy, I'm sorry to hear that, but it's delicious with some milk, for real. It's good. It'd probably be good with some coffee. Like, these blueberry muffins are delicious, and it just make me want to make more muffins. But I ain't gonna eat them, so I'm gonna have to I'm gonna make some and then take them to my friends or something. I don't know. Like, that'd be the hard part about making stuff and trying to make food, because it's just me and my boyfriend in here. So it's just us. It's just us two. We can't eat everything, you know. And I don't like stuff be sitting. Yeah, either way, nonetheless. So then this is the point where I topped each muffin with blueberries and brown sugar. And you can spread the brown sugar out if you want to, some people use like a lot of different type of sugar. Some people use like the large sugar. It look like little crystals. You can use whatever sugar you want, but brown sugar is like one of my favorites outside of, like, I guess, regular sugar. Brown sugar really is my favorite sugar, personally. But, you know, when it comes to baking, it calls for, you know, granulated sugar and confectioner sugar and all that. So I just always keep my sugars on hand, because I never know what I'm gonna make. And I use brown sugar for when I'm cooking too, because it balances out whenever I have salty dishes. So you gotta know how to do things in the kitchen, you know. I'm a master. I'm mastering everything. I'm gonna be one of the greatest. Okay. So I baked it on 400 degrees for 20 minutes. I'll say 20 minutes tops. Or put your toothpick, do the toothpick trick, stick it in there. If it come out dry, come out clean, they done. Okay, and these was delicious. Okay, if you love blueberry muffins, you're gonna love these. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna love them. Your family gonna love them. Anybody that love blueberry muffins, if you make these for them, they're gonna love them, and they're gonna love you. Okay, and I love that for you. I do. I really do. I had to bust it open. I don't know why I tried to do it as soon as, like, while they were still fresh. I'm gonna still show you a video of how they looked the next day, or technically today, because this is the next day, but I'm gonna show you how they look the next day also. But this was fresh out the oven, still hot, fresh. Blueberries busting. I was so glad that the blueberries didn't bust all over the place either. I love that. Hold on, let me bust it open for you. Look at this. Mind you, they hot. That's why I'm moving a little slow. Yes. Go on and eat you a bite. You want a bite? Take your bite. Go and get you some. Now this is the next day. This was after they dried, after they cooled down, you know, overnight. They were they still super moist. Super moist. Bay loved him. He loved them, okay? He wasn't even done with the first one before he wanted another one, you know? And I love that. I love that for us. I love that for him. You know, go on and make these. Go on and make these delicious, delicious blueberry muffins. You're going to love them. You're going to love them. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And follow my Insta. I'm going to have it at the end. Because 10K, we on the way.